As Drew Barrymore said, if you don't take risks, your soul is wasted. Life is about courage because the routine or comfort zone is suffocating you from the inside. You have to push yourself a little harder to know that adventure is the best therapy. And if that catches your eye, imagine what it would be like to snap a shot from the world's most dangerous places. So all you daredevils out there, get the perfect Insta shot and let your friends see the brave dude in you. Hold your horses and slide your way to the end to explore epic locations around the world that raise the bar of excitement. Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. In this video, we will discuss the top 10 dangerous places to visit in the world. But before starting the video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now let's get started. Number 10. Gates of Hell, Turkmenistan. A massive man-made crater that has been burning methane for decades is the disaster of a scientist's miscalculation that opened the gates of hell. It was literally one of the deadliest decisions made by some wise people. To preserve air quality in the Karakum Desert, scientists believed that burning natural gas would be a quick fix, as the fire would die out in a few weeks and then air quality would continue as normal. But on the contrary, the flames still burn today, even after almost half a century. Darvaza Crater, or the Gates of Hell. Only those who are not afraid of flames can imagine visiting the most dangerous place on Earth. And this is a human error and not from nature. Fatal and sad. We must take legal action to save the planet before it is too late. However, the gates of hell have already opened. Number 9. Mount Washington, USA. Mount Washington, one of America's most dangerous places, holds the world record for the fastest winds on the surface of the Earth, clocking up to 203 miles per hour. Not only the strong winds, but also the freezing temperatures that drop down to -40 degrees, make the expedition to Mount Washington more difficult than anyone can imagine. Number 8. Skeleton Coast, Namibia. Utterly rugged and populated, the Skeleton Coast is literally where the Earth ends. The vast coastline stretches for 500 kilometers between the old German colonial town of Swakopmund and the Angolan border. The name itself suggests impressive. Perhaps it is derived from the animal bones that are scattered over the vast springs and the large number of ships that have been wrecked here over the centuries. Adventure tour operators in Swakopmund organize day trips along the southern part of the Skeleton Coast that roam the coast. Number 7. Danakil Desert, Ethiopia. The hottest place on Earth, the Danakil Desert in Ethiopia is one of the driest and lowest places on the planet that looks like an alien land. You can witness volcanoes spewing lava, several shades of hydrothermal fields, and massive salt pans that leave you in awe. Covered with more than 10,000 tons of salt, this deadly desert lies at the northern end of the Great Rift Valley, which is separated from the Red Sea by live volcanoes. Exploring this wrinkled region requires hours of driving along bumpy, dusty dirt roads that start from Mekelle. The barren land is home to many active volcanoes that spew toxic gases. Number 6. Oymyakon, Siberia. Extreme climatic conditions test the level of endurance, which is why many people visit the remote village of Oymyakon in eastern Siberia, Russia. The dangerous part is that it is consistently the coldest inhabited place on Earth. Also referred to as the coldest village on Earth, Oymyakon is a freezing, dangerous place where not everyone can survive. In 1924, the temperature dropped to 96 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit, a record in itself that no other place on Earth had ever seen. It takes courage for a person to visit this side of the Earth, because even the algae and saliva freeze into painful little needles that prick the face as people walk down the street. Number 5. Lake Natron, Tanzania. A dangerous salt lake in northern Tanzania is one of the most corrosive areas on Earth, calcifying animals to stone. Yes, it's real. The highly reflective and chemically dense waters of Lake Natron look like glass doors, fooling soaring birds into thinking they are flying over empty space. The moment they land on the lake, their body corrodes within minutes. A few years ago, a helicopter pilot fell prey to the same illusion, and his helicopter crashed and was quickly corroded by the alkaline water of the deadly lake. The spectacular sight of this most terrifying lake attracts many explorers, photographers, and tourists to it. However, one must be careful when visiting this dangerous place in Africa. Lake Natron is considered one of the most dangerous places in the world. Number 4. Skellig Michael Mountain, Ireland. Harsh, distant, and treacherous. The rocky island off the west coast of Ireland is one of the most dangerous tourist destinations in the world. Home to 600 uneven steps that lead to ancient monasteries, getting to the Skellig Michael Mountain site is quite a challenge as tourists have to take an hour-long boat ride through rough waters, and in many cases cannot even anchor the boats due to the high altitude, high tide, and low tide. While tourism is on the rise after the site was featured in Star Wars, The Force Awakens, the government has become wary of waterfalls, harsh weather conditions, and security issues on the island. Only 4 boat licenses are granted each year, and a limited number of tourists have the chance to visit Skellig Michael. Number 3. Snake Island, Brazil. Considered one of the most dangerous places, Snake Island in Brazil is definitely one of the most dangerous places on Earth. This super deadly island, 90 miles from the city of Sao Paulo, is home to the largest concentrated population of snakes in the world. According to research, Snake Island at Ilha da Queimada Grande has about 5 snakes per square meter. The snakes on this Brazilian island are said to be so venomous that they can dissolve human flesh. This island is the only place in the world where the golden spear viper is found and where the world's most venomous snake, Bothrops, thrives. Number 2. Volcano Tours in Hawaii, USA. The enchanting land of Hawaii is far beyond the tranquil beaches and fresh floral air. Yes, it is among the world's most dangerous tourist spots. There is no other place in the world where you can see active volcanoes as close as the Hawaiian Islands. Boasting a huge volcanoes national park, Hawaii is home to one of the last active volcanoes, Mount Kilauea, which has been erupting continuously since 1983, as well as the world's largest volcano, Mauna Loa, which rises up to 13,680 feet above sea level. This national park has lava boat tours that take tourists through red-hot lava rivers, volcanoes, lava waterfalls, tropical rainforests, and geological formations. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park has reported many casualties and deaths from lava haze in the past, and you can also encounter hazards such as flying rocks and scalding ocean water. Number 1. Death Valley National Park, USA. Doomed as the name suggests, Death Valley is designated as one of the most terrifying valleys in the world. Death Valley is located between Nevada and California and is the lowest point in North America, which is also known as the Land of Extremes. The valley recorded the highest temperature on the planet at 134 degrees Fahrenheit, 56.7 degrees Celsius. Harry Potter actor Dave Legeno is one of the people who lost their lives in the sweltering heat in Death Valley. Also, it is still a mystery that rocks weighing up to 700 pounds move on their own in Death Valley. The sand sings against all logic if you hear it up close. Also popular as the Devil's Golf Course, it is believed that only the devil can play golf in the arid and terrifying place on Earth. A country with eroded hills, craters, rare species of fish, darkest night sky, and many more makes it one of the most challenging tourist destinations in the world. That's all from today's video. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.